there, welcome back. Today I'm talking about Journey to the Beginning of Time, which is, you see here, this is a wonderful second run release where you get the film, you get a nice little booklet, and you get a few little extras. But the main thing, I mean, you can get, in this disc you can get the film in its original language, or you can get it in English dubbed. So it's so there's two different versions of it. I watched the one in the original language. I just never saw the point in watching the English dub version. The thing with this film is it's almost perfect. It's hard to describe because it's so good, and it's almost perfect as a film. It's a wonderful film for children and adults alike. It's like it's a PG certificate. So I mean, there's nothing there that will scare people, and there's nothing there that will offend people. It's about these four boys who travel through this cave. They're on their summer holidays, and they're wanting to find out more of the world. And one of the youngest ones interested in the this creature that came from the sea at the beginning of time that end up evolving into other animals, and does. That's what he's really interested in. Where did we come from? And using the magical realism, instead of going to a library, what they do is they set up in this like boys' own adventure, going through this cave that takes them into these fantasy lands. That as they go down, they go through time, pretty much towards the beginning of time. So they go through different time zones. But it's on a raft that flows through. They just keep on floating, and you see it's going from our era back to an era where mankind were cavemen, and there was like elephants with the weird tusks and things, and then going further back to dinosaurs, and further back into like swamp, and then further back into something coming from the sea. I mean, it's just very simple, because this is like 80 minutes long. I mean, they don't pad the time out at all. They just like, this is a story, it's a boys' own adventure. We're not going to make it too long because it's meant for children who are interested in this information, but it's also meant for adults who like a good boys' own story. So there's four boys. One of them's a photographer, one of them is the person doing the narration and who's writing a log that tells of their adventures. There's a third one who's more like he has less of a part, but he seems to be like does different bits and bobs that keeps him going. And then there's a small kid who's the kind of rambunctious one who's always wandering off out of curiosity to see what's going on in the land. Who's just very curious. He's the youngest, and he's the one who's the most passionate about it. The rest of them are a bit older, so they've got their own interests. Like one of them wants to take photographs, one of them wants to log everything and get information, scientific information. So they've all got their own interests. So basically they're going down this land, this river, and stopping off in the land to have adventures as they go through different eras. I mean, the big thing you should realise with this is like Zeman took a lot of stories like Baron Munchausen and Jules Verne stuff as examples, and then created his own films out of that. Like, he brought his imagination to them. In this one, it feels like he's taking like a Mark Twain type of thing, like Tom Sawyer and his friends going down the river, Mississippi, but taking it into science area. That's what it feels like. It feels like Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn type of story. Like four kids just seeing things and reacting to them, and going on and off a raft and on and off a boat and into adventures and not getting too phased by anything. They're interested in what they want. They're interested in, they want to find out of the world, and that's it. So that's what it kind of feels like. It's kind of Mark Twain type of thing, but it is about seeing dinosaurs, and these dinosaurs are not like photorealistic or anything. These are fantasy things. This was made at the same time as Ray Harryhausen. They feel different from Ray Harryhausen. They feel that there's it's less fantastical because Ray Harryhausen was doing these fantasy creatures. This is much more based on what we knew about dinosaurs and things at that time, what the theories were. So they are trying to create creatures that act more like what we thought the creatures acted like. So it's much more like what the approach they took to Jurassic Park, like for example, where they took like what we knew about the creatures and tried to replicate that as the creatures, rather than trying to elaborate on it. So you get that kind of feeling like they're trying to tie into what we know about creatures, but it's also a fantasy world of going through history. So the kids are seeing these creatures and enjoying seeing these creatures and seeing some are dangerous, but really enjoying their time watching them. And I've seeing the cavemen draw the different creatures and seeing it up close of what they drew. So it tells them the cavemen actually were more intelligent than they thought, and it was the cavemen were doing what they're doing, which is making drawings and writing stuff down and trying to create a history of what they're seeing. So they're not that different than the cavemen. And as they go into the past, everyone gets a moment of being lost because it's an adventure story, a boys' adventure story. So the photographer falls into this pit, gets a lot of mud over him, but eventually gets out and he ends up in a spear. The little boy, the youngest boy, gets lost twice in this film. He cannot be taught to actually behave. They see a dying dinosaur and they go over to see it, and they have to run away from other dangers and things. There's like bad storms they have to deal with. All this stuff that's always just wonderful though. It's just a wonderful sense of rhythm to the film and also a sense of atmosphere. Like every scene, every like sequence really has a sense of atmosphere that's unique to itself, and then move on. It's kind of like Apocalypse Now is the same way, where you follow these people down the river, and each time they come across different people and different situations in Apocalypse Now. This one is different creatures, and they react to them and then move on to the next one, on to the next one. It's the same thing, this, but there's a sense of wonder to it, a genuine sense of wonder of this is made at a time when people weren't jaded. This is made at a time when people were curious, despite all that's going wrong in the world. Zeman was curious about the world, and he brought that through using children. He showed that in the film, like where we came from is worth having curiosity about. The whole momentum of going from coming from the water to a small creature, learning how to breathe on land, and evolving through millions of years is really, really interesting, really important to know. Like what we are now is nothing compared to how we got here and all the different things he got us here. There's a real just sense of wonder about that, and sense of wonder about the universe and about just life on planet Earth, which just comes through in this film. So you get some great scenes, like when they go to the swamplands, where this is before solid land was really formed. Everything is dangerous and weird, and you easily get lost. And it's just wonderful to see these strange creatures that are much more fantastic at that point. Or that's what they feel like. They feel more fantastical because they're just more alien to what we know. It's just like wonderful scenes of just developing life, and watching these kids enjoy seeing them and having a curiosity about it, and just try to see this is what life was. This is where we came from. And we're going back to humanity eventually. But it's just a look at history done. And with a wonderful sense of wonder. It's not a lecture, it's like they're taking history as an adventure. It's the best way to show history, get people's curiosity going. Especially with children, if they feel curious to learn more about history that way, they never will through a lecture. So this is a wonderful, naive, beautiful film by Zeman. I think it's my favourite Zeman films. I mean, I really liked Babylon's Bad Munchausen and his Jules Verne film, but this one I think is my favourite. It just hits me where my curiosity lies, like where we came from, where we're going. This one's just perfect example of that. This is like perfect in a way, like 2001's perfect, or The Right Stuff's perfect, or Dark Star's perfect. It's just a perfect example of a story brought in with the right style, the right director, the right attitude to explain something that you feel, but it's hard to put into words. But this one narrative just seems to sum it up perfectly. Just the same way those other films I mentioned do as well. There's something about them that just, yeah, that's perfect, that's the way it should be, that's the perfect way to explain this feeling you get. Same with someone like Stalker. does the same thing. It's just this perfect example of a genre film, or why a genre film can genuinely be beautiful and be like very meaningful. So I'm going to stop now and just go see the film. That's the thing, just go see it. It's amazing. It's just wonderful. It's a great transfer by second run. It's not that expensive as a disc. I think you'll be really happy if you get it, because you're going to get a really amazing film, great quality. You know, it's hard to argue against getting this film. It's just so good. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll be back soon for another video. Right, bye for now. Leave any comments below if you like Zeman and what's your favourite Zeman film. Alright, bye for now.